Do you feel stuck in life, unable to like set a goal and actually get there? Do this little quick thought experiment. Close your eyes just for a minute or two. And if you're like me, it was just, I couldn't, it was ping ponging thoughts. I could not actually get it to slow down and stop. But then I would open up my eyes and I would go about my day and I was wondering, why can't I focus on anything for a short amount of time? But here's the thing. It wasn't just focusing on like quieting my brain that really kind of nailed this for me. Maybe you'll connect with this. First, it was adding more perspectives in the morning. What do I mean by that? So in the morning, for example, one of many stories you could just go over real quick is the man who got the horse. And maybe you've heard this before. And the neighbor was like, "Oh, you're so lucky to have this horse." And the guy says, "We'll see." And then the man's son rides the horse, breaks his leg. The neighbor says, "Oh, such bad luck, your horse." And the guy says, "We'll see." And the army comes and takes all the young males for the war. And the neighbor says, "Oh, what good luck, because they didn't take your son because of and the guy's just that emotional stability, believing that you're emotionally stable and dependable is what allowed me to really that was the base, that was the foundation. So first focusing on different perspectives in the morning, training, like you go to the gym, you go on the treadmill twice, you're not expecting yourself to be where you want at your goal. But it's funny with the mind, this is kind of the beginning of my journey with it a couple of years ago, as I would just focus maybe once or twice on my brain, it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So then I would just go about my day, go about my week, go about my months, and just kind of not really move forward with anything. So the foundation is the perspectives and being more emotionally stable, getting through tough things and being able to calm myself down faster without exploding and doing anything crazy allowed me to feel more emotionally stable. This was kind of the foundation, adding more perspectives, just over time being able to pull in the moment. That was really something that really helped. And then calming my brain was kind of number two for me. Maybe it'll be different for you, but I want to focus on all these three things that I'm about to explain. So we've gotten over two of them so far. The third one is something that I've picked up from other people, but it's not focusing so much on what the goal I want to get to, using it for direction, but really being aware of where I'm at right now. And then working towards that goal for a day, waking up the next day, comparing it to where you've been for months, not making any movement on things, focusing, okay, I actually made this little bit of distance up, and then focusing on that day, and then waking up the next day, looking, and it's almost like the momentum builds, the excitement builds, the gamification, if you will, builds, and then you just kind of look up every once in a while for the goal to kind of reposition, and then focus back on where you are, where you've been, and giving yourself that credit, those wins, to get you over the hump. Because if you're just waking up and looking at the distance and seeing how far you are away still, you're making these little increments, but it's still so far out in the horizon. It's almost like you're holding on willpower, and then it just gets, and you just kind of sink back and revert back to where you were. So I created Helpful Push because, well, one, I have a baby girl that's going to be born in 4 months, and I just want to be the absolute best version of myself across the board, not just in one dynamic of work or in fitness or in how my mind works. I just want to be the best version of myself for my baby girl and for my future wife. Like, that is what's become the most important thing to me. And I won't cover it in this video, but from where I've gone in my past, suspended from schools for fighting, getting into trouble with the law over and over, I eventually stopped driving in my mid-20s for 4 years because I just couldn't stop drinking. Like, I was down bad up until about 30. So I woke up trying to get sober and all that, and just totally feeling like I wasted my whole life. So if you're at that spot where you just feel like you're so far behind, you never got the memo of like how to do life correctly, and you've kind of just been trying your best but not really getting real tangible distance, I want to invite you to join Helpful Push. The thought was, life can be difficult. Like, sometimes we just need a helpful push. Like, not always. Sometimes doing things as a group is easier than doing it alone. Having accountability, focusing on your wins, and seeing other people around you struggle, get forward, struggle, get forward, get more momentum. it does something to us. It does something to me. And so I want to create a group, a community, something that for the last 12 years, I've been a professional marketer and I've managed multi-million-dollar budgets through luck of mentors coming into my life, nothing to myself. I mean, you put up anybody else in my position and literally it was just, I did everything to mess up my life. And then for some reason, marketing always stayed. And earlier this year, I have a marketing company, and in January of 2025, I started shooting videos and putting them out and risking money on trying to book calls and get clients and send contracts and all that. And it's been life-changing for me. And it really came out of this, what I told you, which is like shifting perspectives, being more emotionally stable over time, and focusing on the wins in the short term and not so much focusing on how far away I was in the long term. Just doing that and like holding on. And I noticed sometimes I drop off in the beginning. Recently, it's just been this steady line. And I wish I would have found something like this in my late teens, in my 20s, in my early 30s, because now I'm in my mid 30s and I'm like, I'm excited for the future. But there was so much of my life where I was pretty hopeless. So if this resonates with you, I'll just stick like a subscribe button on this. Again, because I've done marketing, I know how to like put videos out, and I'm going to spend a little bit of money on this to grow it because this message is important to me. And I want to make sure that somebody out there like me who would spend so much time on YouTube back in the day and just watch so many videos, but never actually like join something and actually make myself a little vulnerable to a group to actually get some actual movement in my life. You know, it's like that saying, for me to get somewhere or do something that I've never done, I have to do different actions that I've never done. It's that exact same philosophy that I'm going to focus on every single day here. And if that resonates with you, click the subscribe button and I will see you in the next video.